Welcome to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. What a beautiful Sunday it is for you to be out looking at houses today. Oh my gosh, the market is still red hot. Yes, it has cooled down. You know, it's funny, I'm hearing from all kinds of folks out there about, hey, is the market really just softening? Are we going to be into another bubble? We're not going into another bubble. Here's why. I'm going to give you all the reasons we're not going into another bubble, and here's why we're still buying property. I'm still buying property. If I'm buying property, you're buying property. That's how we're going to get rich, okay? That's what we're going to do. Why? Because when I hear you say things like, oh my God, I don't know if I should buy, real estate's at an all-time high. Yes, of course it's at an all-time high. And it was at an all-time high the day before yesterday, and the day before that, and the year before that, and 2 years before that, and 5 years before that. Of course it's at an all-time high. You always want it to be in an all-time high. That's what real estate does. It appreciates, not like your Harley, not like your boat. Actually, my boat did go up in value. I shouldn't say that. Typically, boats, cars, Harleys, they don't go up in value, okay? Unless there's some kind of collector item. Let's just be realistic about what we're talking about here. Your house is going to go up in value. In my entire career of over 30 years in this business, I saw 2 bad years. 2 bad years out of 30. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So is real estate the right thing to invest in? Yes. Are we going to see a great crash? No. Why? Inflation. Okay, if you don't understand inflation, let me just tell you a little bit about inflation. This is coming from me. I am not a Wall Street financial wizard. I'm not an anything wizard. Quite frankly, I can't even spell wizard. Okay, it doesn't matter. Here's what I am. I am watch the market every single day, analyze it. I can analyze Japanese candlesticks. I can analyze trends, fundamentals. I look at it all day long. Why do I do that? Because that's what you pay me to do. That's what you pay me to do, is to understand the market. Now, do I have a crystal ball? No. So don't call me up and go, our rate's going to go up or down. They're going to do one of the two. They're going to go up, they're going to go down, and they might stay steady. But they're going to do one of those things. But houses are going to continue to rise in price. Why? Because we're experiencing major inflation. And what does inflation mean? The cost of goods are going up. And as cost of goods go up, how can the cost to build a house go down? It can't. Now, yes, we're seeing a little bit of a pullback in lumber, but that's ridiculous. That's the same thing in the housing market going, oh, yeah, it's starting to soften. Yeah, you're right. There's not 15 offers on the house today, but there's 7, okay? That's softening? All right, that's still not softening. It's like saying lumber went up 400%, but now it's down 100%. Well, if it went up 400%, meaning whatever was $100 then went to $400, and now it dropped by 100% or 50%, okay, well, it's still $200. It's still twice as much as it was a year and a half ago. So put it all in perspective, you guys. Put it in perspective. The cost of goods are going up. It's not going backwards. We're not going back to 1974. It's not going to happen. Gas ain't going to be no dollar, 25 cents. Heck, our last president had had gas down to under $2. Okay, it was actually $1 something, and now look at it. It's $2.50, $3 a gallon. So it's not going down. At least not with this administration. Now, you may think, oh, we're going to see some better times in a new administration. Well, that could be true. May not be true. I don't know. All I do know is that investing in real estate will always make you money. Always make you money. So I went off on a diatribe there. I'm sorry. Here's why I mentioned this. Today is October the 3rd. It's a Sunday. Look at the calendar. You got October, November, December. The end of December. It's a new year. We're in 2022. I can get you into a home by Thanksgiving right now. Right now, I'll have you into a house by Thanksgiving. If we start the search and get the mortgage started right now, I'll have you in a house. You're going to celebrate your Thanksgiving turkey in your brand new home. And here's the thing. Right now, if you're currently renting, you owe it to yourself to get off of that bus, That bus is a bus to nowhere. That bus is a bust. That's what it is. There's no hope in that. There's no way that you're going to look back in your older age and go, wow, I'm so proud of what I did when I was a renter. I really did a great job at renting. Yeah, you did. You're doing great. You're doing really good. Now, let's change it up a little bit because the loan arranger is here to shake it up on you. There is no such thing as a rich renter. You're not going to really get ahead in life being a renter. I'm sorry. Somebody has to break it to you, and it's going to be me. So I want you to stop the car, pull over that beautiful F-150 you paid $60,000 for, and pull into your rental property and call me at 407-706-3313. Now, if you're an adult parent or grandparent and you know somebody that's renting right now, let's help them become a homeowner. Heck, you're going to give them an inheritance one day anyway. Rather than watching them buy a new Harley or a boat with a 60 horse on it, why not help them get into a home? Lock that money down so that when you're dead and gone, the money was spent wisely. Put yourself on the deed so they could never refinance unless you knew that what was going on and you signed on the paperwork. You don't have to be on the note. You don't have to be on it. You don't have to be liable for it. But do you know if you gift a relative money to buy a home and you get added to the deed, they can't refinance it without you knowing. The bank can't do that. No one can do it. So your gift will continue to grow because I can tell you right now, you want to give your grandchildren $20,000 each? That $20,000 to most of them is going to be pissed away. It's going to be a new motorcycle. It'll be something. It'll be an 80-inch screen Samsung. That's what it's going to be. Where if you gave them the money and said, I'm going to give you a gift, but it's got to go into a down payment of a house, period. That's it. That's what the money's for, but it's yours. And we give it to them now. In 5 years from now, that $20,000 will be worth $30,000 to $40,000. In 10, 15 years, it'll have doubled in value all day long. The price of their home, your $20,000 investment will put them $100,000 plus in equity. And if you're on the deed, they can't refinance it and just cash out and go spend it and then go buy the Harley again later on. 407-706-3313. 407-706-3313. WeBringYouHome.com. That's the loan arranger. Bruce Woodburn. I'm the loan arranger. You want me to meet with your adult children and you want to go through the Bruce Woodburn Boot Camp Loan Arranger class? I just made that up. I'll put them through that. I did it with my own kids. Chase, my son, 23, already owns a home, looking at number 2 already. Come on. No help from Dad. I didn't co-sign for him. I did not co-sign for him. I didn't even give him any money. I did give him a little bit of money for his graduation, but the rest of it he saved himself. Why don't we do that and help people? Give them encouragement. Show them the path so that they don't get in their own way. The fact of the matter is that if anybody out there right now is renting or you have family members that are renting, they're truly spectators in this planet. Do you really want to be a spectator or do you want to play the game? Come on. You're sitting on the sidelines of life watching everybody else get rich. Everybody that bought a home in the last year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years ago, you're making more money than I've ever seen made in real estate. And it doesn't mean it's going to end. According to National Association of Realtors, we're on this, we're not turning back right now. We're still on a good run. According to the National Association of Realtors, if builders stay on the pace that they're at right now, which is maximum construction in Central Florida, we would not be caught up with the demand for 10 years. Not caught up with the demand, the current demand. That's assuming that in 10 years from now, there's not going to be more people here. Well, you and I both know there's going to be more people. We live in Florida. There's going to be more people. But if the builders just stayed on pace with what they have now, we don't have enough homes. There's not enough homes. What is that going to do to value? Going to keep going up, baby. Just keep on going up. And what are you going to do? You're going to be able to take that appreciation and run with it? Because, you folks that come to me that get a mortgage that go, yeah, I'm buying an $800,000 house. I'm putting $250,000 down. Do you think you saved that in your checking account or your 401k? How many of people do you think come to me with just a crud of money to put down on a house and saved it? They didn't save it. They made it from another real estate transaction. That's how you make money in this planet. It's easy. 70% of millionaires in the United States got their money from real estate in one way or another. Now, granted, you can make a good living and you can save a lot of money by your good living. That's great. Keep doing that. But do that in combination with other things. And you'll see that when you get to know me, I'm all about diversification. I don't put all my money in real estate. I don't put all my money in stocks. I don't put all my money in bonds. I do a little bit of all of it. And so should you. Diversification. That's 101, baby. It's not complicated. Stop sitting on the sidelines of life. And if you are one of those folks that's listening to me right now, you're on your way home from church. You're on your way to church. You listen to me on the show with Cleve and I on Saturdays. I'm telling you, the Lone Ranger will help you. He'll help your family. And if they don't seem to get it, get them in front of me. I'll help them get it. If they don't get it after I'm done with them, then they're destined to be a renter for the rest of their life. Let me help them. Homeownership can be achieved by almost everyone. Almost everyone. Now, there's some of you out there that are not responsible enough to maintain your credit. There's some of you that are never going to be able to save a dime. There's some of you that just don't feel like you're responsible enough for home ownership. But most of you, you should be owning a home right now. You should not be sitting on the sidelines of life. Get a piece of this planet. Own a piece of the planet. It's right there for you. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. The Lone Ranger, CrossCountry Mortgage, here to help you and your family. I could have you into a house by Christmas. If you already own a home, do you know that 81% of eligible people that would benefit from a refinance have not refinanced yet? Let me have the opportunity. Put me to the test. I want you to test me out. Find out, first of all, what kind of level of service do you think you're going to get from Bruce and his team at CrossCountry Mortgage? Okay. Are we going to get great service? Are we going to get return phone calls? Are we going to get great counseling? Or they just have a product that they're going to sell and stuff us into? Not in my office. It don't happen here. You're going to get great advice. Advice that serves you, not me. I can do another mortgage for somebody else. I don't need one more mortgage. I need people that care enough about me and know that I care enough about them. And that's how I help them. Put me to the test. I mean, out of all my listeners out there, many of you call me and they're like, thanks for helping my son. Thanks for helping my grandchild. Thanks for being there for me. Bruce, you really came through. I appreciate that very much. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. I'm the Lone Ranger. I'm here to help guide you and your family in the right direction when it comes to financing, save money, get a great interest rate. Interest rates are incredibly low right now. What do you want to do? Wait for them to go up? Okay. Fed had a lot of Fed meetings this week. Market's a little crazy, a little unstable. Don't be the one that waits for interest rates to hit 4.5 and then call me and go, you know what, Bruce, I kept hearing you on the radio, man. I meant to call you. Well, then stop the car right now. Pull that rider lawnmower over, take your headphones off, and write down 407-706-3313. I'll help you. I promise you, I will help you. All of you out there that need financial help, call me. I'll help you go in the right direction. I'm the Lone Ranger. CrossCountry Mortgage, 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and yes, I'm the Loner Ranger. You know what? I've been having so much fun this Sunday talking about home ownership and who should buy and how we can help young folks. But I'm going to tell you, today's theme for me is home by Thanksgiving. So, okay, it's October the 3rd. It's a Sunday. It's a great day to go back. Once you're finished mowing the yard, vacuuming the house, dusting off the furniture, I want you to go, and I want you to go to the interweb and go to my website, WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Bruce Woodburn, the Loner Ranger. Do an application right there. I want anyone out there that's listening to me right now, I am committed to helping you become a homeowner if you're not a homeowner. If you have adult children or adult grandchildren, let's be committed together because it's going to protect all your hard-earned money that you planned on leaving for them anyway. Because I know you guys are out there right now. I know what my audience is because I know that my audience is a lot of mature people that have been able to, you guys already own homes, one, maybe two, maybe a beach condo, all right? You're doing really well. You did great. Wouldn't you hate to do great, and then when you're finally dead and gone, the people that you leave your money to just piss it away? Like, wouldn't that be a horrible thing? I know you're going to be dead, so what do you care? But wouldn't it be nice if you were to set up a legacy for people? You know how you do that? You help them buy a home. You help them buy a home. All right, you're going to give them money anyway. You and I already know. You're going to be leaving your money. You worked at Lockheed Martin and you got all this money. You were self-employed. You owned a store. Whatever your story is, you worked really hard. Now let's make sure that we're creating a legacy. Because if you help your children and your grandchildren become homeowners, what do you think they're going to do later on? They're going to help their children and grandchildren to be homeowners. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to pay it forward. But if your children and grandchildren are perpetual renters, that habit doesn't change. Now the children are destined to be renters. They just don't get out of it. It's really hard to break that cycle. So what do? You pick up the phone and you call me at 706-3313. Let me give you an area code in that. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. All right, I'm the Loner Ranger. What am I here to do? I'm here to guide your family in the direction of home ownership. Yes, do I do refinances? Every day of the week, I'm helping you folks with refis. But the theme today is in a home by Thanksgiving. So let's just put this in perspective. You gather your documents today at Sunday. You do your online application. You get a call from me on Monday. We set up a time to either talk on the phone or meet in person. I still do it the old-fashioned way. You send me your pay stubs, W-2s, and bank statements. Best case scenario, I pull it up and I go, oh, John and Sarah, that looks really good. You look like you're going to qualify for $315,000 purchase on an FHA loan. You need $21,000 to do that deal. Oh, I don't have $21,000. Well, do you have a 401k? Well, I got a little bit in a 401k. Do you have a grandparent? I got a grandparent. You got a parent? I got a parent. We're going to find a way to get the money. We're going to find a way to get the money. And if you are the grandparent or the parent, here's what we're going to do. You can help them with your gift that you're going to give them for when you're dead anyway. You're going to leave them money. Now we're going to help them become a homeowner because they're going to perpetuate that with their children and grandchildren after that. And if you're concerned that they may not be responsible enough, then let's put you on the deed. Let's just put you on the deed. That way they can't spend the money. They got to have a place to live. They might as well get into the ownership game. Stop being a spectator. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loner Ranger Radio Show. Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, yelling it at all of his people and friends out there so that we become more financially responsible. That's right. That's how I get my jollies, and I'm going to help you and your family too. Be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and I'm the Loner Ranger. You know, we've been talking about the theme today that I'll have you in a house by Thanksgiving. It's so doable. So let's just think about this. You're out there right now and you're a renter, or you have children or grandchildren that are renters. And today is October the 3rd. Okay, it's a beautiful Sunday. You got time to gather your docs today. We set the appointment up and we talk a little bit on Monday. Get that all settled out. You send me in your pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements. I get you all set up. What's the worst case scenario? You don't qualify? You know what? Not going to happen. You're going to qualify. So you're going to qualify. You might not qualify right now, but if you listen to me, I have all the systems in place to help people become homeowners. That's what I do. I guide you in the right direction of homeownership. Now, some of you might be your own worst enemy and you just tend to get in your way. You nod your head if you're one of those people. Yes, I get in my own way. I buy too much. I'm a spendthrift. I spend all kinds of money on stuff I don't need, and I have no money to buy a home. And yet you have nothing to show for it. Well, we need to change some of those habits, okay? Now, when I say that, I come to you from a place that I was that person. I was that person. I did that. Listen, I had a fancy motorcycle growing up. I had a boat. I had the coolest van. You know, I know vans are kind of creepy now, but okay, I had all that stuff. But you know what? It didn't do anything for me. It made me feel a little good at the time, but then I watched people that were more responsible for me get ahead of me. And then there's a couple of people that were willing to yell at me and care about me, and I knew that. And it got me going on the straight and narrow. Then when I started buying homes, and believe me, you think it was easy for me to qualify for my first home? No. I looked a lot like you do. And it wasn't so pretty. But we can polish you up, okay? We'll put a little lipstick on you. We'll make sure everything's good. But we're going to get you into a home. We're going to get you pre-approved. And if you don't qualify today, we're going to find a way to get you qualified tomorrow or the next day or the next day. But we're going to come up with a plan, because you got to be tired of being a spectator in life and watching everybody else buy property. All your friends that bought property a year ago made $50,000 in 1 year off their property, over and above their income. 2 years ago, made about $80,000. 3 years ago, made about $120,000. $120,000 in 3 years that most people have made by buying real estate 3 years ago, 5 years ago. What do you have? If you're a renter, you have your landlord that you paid somewhere between $60,000 and $90,000 to over the course of the last 5 years. That's not getting ahead. That's getting behind. We gotta change it. You want somebody that's going to help you change it? You have to call me. Okay? That's the ticket. Call me. Free of charge. Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm not going to call you to sell you anything. Matter of fact, I don't even have anything to sell you. What do I sell? I don't even sell anything. I just give money away. That's my job. I do mortgages. So do I want to do a mortgage for you? Yes, I do make a living off doing mortgages. But I'm a direct lender. I'm in all 50 states. I'm one of the top producers, not only in Central Florida, but in the country. And I'm still passionate enough to meet with my clients in person and give them guidance. So here, you're not calling me and just going to one of my robo people in a cubicle somewhere like you will with all your other mortgage companies and all the ones that you're convinced with because they have fancy commercials and say that they're the sponsor of the National Baseball Association. Who cares? I don't care. And I don't care if bigger is better. Bigger ain't better. Better is better. Let's go with better is better, not bigger is better. Okay? That's what it is. And when your bank says, oh, yeah, come to us. We're your hometown people. We live in your neighborhood. Yeah, you live in your neighborhood, but you're owned by a hedge fund somewhere in New York City. Okay, I'm a local business person schlepping money around for you. That's my job, to help you get into a home, help you save money on a refinance. That's what I'm doing. And here's the thing. If you're a healthcare worker, first responder, teacher, law enforcement, you call me right now. I got amazing savings. I have a very special program for you called Homeownership Made Easy, and it saves you $2,198 off your closing costs. It's real dollar savings. It's a real dollar savings. Why did I come up with this? I came up with this program to serve the people that serve me. And that's the people that are in law enforcement, first responders, and educators. Now, if you're a teacher, you served me like crazy, but I didn't pay you back very well. I was a horrible student, okay? As you guys all know me out there, I was not a very good student, okay? I was a C student at best, okay? When I say C student at best, I mean at very best, okay? Like my report cards from grade school, not good, okay? Not good. I was not a good student. So I love my teacher program because it allows me to give an opportunity to give back to you for all the punishment that I put you through when I was a kid. And I know most of you teachers that were teaching me, you're probably not around anymore. Okay, probably not around anymore. Matter of fact, my second grade teacher started Park Maitland. Okay, that's how far I go back like that. She probably doesn't remember me, but I remember her. I remember a lot of my teachers. Because they were impactful in my life, because they told my mother that I probably wouldn't amount to much and that I should repeat the first grade and the second grade and the third grade. Yes, that was me. That's the guy that's giving you financial advice right now. It's pretty pathetic, isn't it? That's right. It's me giving you financial advice when I was a C student. Okay. Didn't do so well. All right. So why am I qualified to do that? People ask me that. Say, hey, Bruce, you teach a wealth building program. You're a 10th grade dropout. How do you feel like you're qualified to teach a wealth building class? Why? Because I worked to a point in real estate and my job, but mostly real estate, made me several $1 million when I was in my 30s. Now, as a non-rocket science person, as a non-super intelligent guy, if I can do it, I can show you how to do it. It's like your priest giving you family advice on your marriage. No, I want the guy that screwed up the marriage 3 times that finally figured it out. That's the one I want to give advice to me on my marriage. So why do you want financial advice from me? Because I've been there. I made the mistakes. And I learned and I fixed it and I made a lot of money doing it. And now I'm going to share all of that with you. Why wouldn't you take me up on that? Do you think there's a catch to this? There's no catch. I don't have anything to sell you. I'm not selling CDs. I'm not selling books. Although I should write a book and I should write a CD. I just don't want everybody to know. I can't unveil the entire curtain already. Okay. There's a lot of baggage back there. Okay. But beyond that, my expertise is helping you make money in real estate. And I've made it. I've done that. You know what? I've got all of the assets in place so that I could retire right now and be done. I don't have to do any of this anymore. Why am I working 7 days a week? Because I feel like it's my job in this universe to pay it forward. And I'm offering to do that for you. So that's why I'm here, spending time on my Sunday on the radio station so that I can help you. You think the radio station's paying me to be on here? They're not paying me to be on here. Okay? They're not. They like that I'm on here because I'm helping a lot of folks, but they don't pay me to be on here. Do you want somebody that really will take an interest to you, that has no stake in the outcome? Okay, so what? I get a mortgage out of the deal, but I help make you a millionaire. I show you all the ropes. There's so many of you. I got Jesse and John and Rich and Debbie. And I mean, those are just people I can think off the top of my head that have been through my Leapfrog program that are just killing it out there right now. Killing it. My own son, Chase, bought a home, $245,000. It's worth almost $300,000 right now. Doing great. Now it's time to buy number 2 and then number 3 and number 4, number 5. Go through my wealth building program. I show you what I did. I created a program called my Leapfrog program where you only need to own 5 properties. They'll all be paid off in about 20 years. I know that seems like a long time for you young folks. It's not that long. Okay. Free and clear, paying you $15,000 to $25,000 a month in rental income. Free and clear property. How would you like that going into retirement? $15,000 to $20,000. Oh, by the way, you didn't have to really pay him off. You got other people to pay him off. I will share with you the major responsibility you have to be able to make that accomplishment, and that is just saving 5% to put down on your next house every 3 years. You do that every 3 years, I'll show you how to get rich so doggone easy, it'll make your head spin. And you don't have to buy my CDs or my 8-track tapes. Okay? I'm going to come up with an 8-track tape. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna put together an 8-track tape, and then nobody can play it. Like nobody's got an 8-track tape player anymore. You have to pick up the old Javelin or the Pinto and slide it into the 8-track tape player, and then it chews it all up. Then you have to pull it all up and try to rewind it inside the 8-track tape player. You guys remember that? I remember that. In my 67 Cougar, that's when I remember it. Then I got the cassette player. I thought I hit the lottery. Oh, well, enough of this foolishness. Let's talk about getting you into a home by October. All right, all you grand folks and parents out there that are listening to this show, you hear me ranting and raving every weekend, okay? Like, who is this guy? He's going crazy. Yes, I'm going crazy helping your family. If you have an adult grandchild, and they don't own a home right now, stop the lawnmower. Pull over the F-150. Pull over in your Buick. Write my number down, 407-706-3313. Then drive them to WeBringYouHome.com. And then let's come up with a plan so that we can spend your inheritance the right way so it goes from your children to your grandchildren to their grandchildren, and you perpetuate something that's worthwhile. Because otherwise, your people that are going to inherit your money, for the most part, either don't need it because they already made it themselves, or they need it so bad that they're going to go out and buy something that's ridiculous, that will never show anything. It'll depreciate the day they drive it out the showroom door, or they walk out of Best Buy with it in their arms. 407-706-3313. I'm the Lone Ranger. I'll help your family. I'll help your kids. I'll help your grandkids. That's what I'm going to be here to do. Now I'm training up my team so that they can take over my legacy, because one day I won't be here to yell at your kids anymore. In the meantime, I'm still alive to yell at your kids. Send them over to me. We'll get them straightened out. Okay? If you can't straighten them out, get them over to me. We'll get them going over here. If they don't follow me after my footsteps and after my motivational presentation to them, because I'll fire them up, baby. Fire them up with reality, not no fantasy stuff. No smoke and mirrors over here. 407-706-3313. WeBringYouHome.com. WeBringYouHome.com. Maybe you're one of those folks out there that are one of the 81 percenters. Are you an 81 percenter? You know what I mean by an 81 percenter? I'm going to tell you. So the National Association of Real Estate came out with a statistic, a number, that said that 81% of the people that would benefit from refinancing have not refinanced yet. I'm like, have you got to be kidding me? Like, interest rates have been down for 2.5 years. And then they slowly pop up, then they come back down, they pop up and come back down. Do we know when? Do you think they're just going to stay this way? You know, the only reason they're low is because the federal government's been buying mortgage-backed securities. You know that, right? Like, it's not because the economy was great and interest rates are just low. No. When the federal government stops buying mortgage-backed securities and institutional money buys mortgage-backed securities, then you're going to see the yield deteriorate. So then interest rates are going to go up. Bonds, here's what's going to happen. You're either going to be shifting to the stocks, equities, or bonds. And when mortgage-backed securities are no longer purchased by the federal government, they are already threatening. It's called tapering. Okay, have you heard the term tapering? Tapering. They are tapering back on how much they were buying. $10 billion like a month in mortgage-backed securities. Now they're down to $4 billion. That's less than half, and they're threatening to cut back completely on mortgage-backed securities. That means that private entities or institutional money will be purchasing mortgage-backed securities. Do you think, hey, let me ask you a question, Bob. Do you want to hold a mortgage for me at 2.5% or 3.1%? Or would you only hold it if I could get you 7.5%? Answer that question. How about 8%? How about 10%? Well, that's what's going to happen when the feds quit buying mortgage-backed securities, is interest rates are going to go up. That's just natural. That's the way it happens. Well, don't wait. Let's get your kids and your grandkids into a house right now. I can have them into a house by Thanksgiving. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Show with Bruce Woodburn. 407-706-3313. and WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. This is the last segment of the Loner Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I have had so much fun. I really felt like I've done a lot of ranting today. You know, I feel like we got a lot covered. I got some things off my chest. And I've got a ton of calls coming in from you guys today on let me help my grandchildren and children become homeowners. So lots of you are listening and you're following the direction because it's the right thing to do. Because we all know that your inheritance would likely be pissed away on something pretty frivolous. So we're going to protect your inheritance because you worked really hard for it, and we're going to end up giving a gift of a down payment to your children and grandchildren because you're going to give it to them anyway, and we're going to put you on the deed so nobody can refinance it and pull money out and go buy a Harley or a 16-foot Boston Whaler. They're not going to let them do that unless they have their own money. But we're going to protect it because if we help our children become homeowners, they'll help their children become homeowners, and so on and so on and so on. Okay? And there's a lot of socioeconomic benefits to home ownership. We all know the economic benefits. I mean, ridiculous. You know you're going to make money in real estate. Anybody that tells me and calls me up and says, well, there is a chance you won't make money in real estate. Well, there's a chance a meteor could hit me in the head too. Okay? There is a chance that could happen. But the chances on me making money in real estate are way greater than me not making money in real estate. Like way greater. Okay? So anybody that's renting is truly a spectator. This is a spectator sport for you. You're not a player in the game. You're sitting on the sidelines of life, and you're watching the rest of us get rich the easiest possible way you can. Now, you say, Bruce, I don't want to do that anymore. I no longer and come to me. It's okay. It's like AA meeting. Okay, Bruce, I was a spectator. I don't want to be a spectator anymore. Help me not be a spectator. I want to get approved for a mortgage so I can buy a home and close by Thanksgiving. Now, most of you will be able to close by Thanksgiving. Most of you listening out there, we're going to be able to get you into a home by Thanksgiving. The rest of you are going to be a little slower. You're still a little slower at reacting, okay? Let's just be honest with each other. You don't react that fast, okay? However, you're still going to do it. You know that it's the right thing to do. You know it's the right thing to do. There is actually no question in your mind. You're just a little nervous. I get it. I get nervous on things too. I even get nervous when I buy a new home, and I've bought dozens of homes before. I still get a little nervous. That's okay. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to get you through it. We're going to get through this okay. And then you're going to look back and you're going to be awesome. Okay? Like my friend Bacardi. I won't tell his last name. His last name starts with a J. Super guy. Okay? Like, came to me a few years ago, not so great credit, scraping every penny he could to put a down payment down, got him into an FHA loan. I'm refinancing him right now. It's a year and a half later. Listen, this guy made $65,000. $65,000 in equity in the last year and a half. Okay, do you think that's how I get my jollies? I love it. I'm dancing around the office. Bakari made $65,000. I will be singing that same song about you. The same song. Yeah, you just changed the name. That's all. It could be you. Debbie made 65. Johnny made. Peter made. Ishmael made. We're going to sing this song together. Okay? We're going to make money. 407-706-3313. 407-706-3313. I'm the Loner Ranger. My job is to help you get into a great mortgage, whether it's purchasing or refinancing. Many of you are 81%ers. You're one of the 81% that should have refinanced that didn't refinance. It's okay. Go to my website, WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Or 407-706-3313 and apply online. Call me up. I return calls on Mondays. Okay, I return calls on Mondays. That's when I do it. You won't get me today. I'm not going to return a phone call today. I worked all week. Then I worked yesterday on Cleve's show. Now I'm working today on my show. And then tomorrow I'll be back in the office again. So you'll get a call from me then. 407-706-3313. Call me up. Share a story with me. Share your equity story with me. Any of you call me up and go, hey, listen, I bought a house a year ago and this is what it's worth today. I love those stories. I'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Thank you so much. I so appreciate each and every one of you for listening to my show, and I'm always there for you. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com.